Welcome to Insight Builder channel. Data leaders, Python learners, and SQL learners. Streamline your database querying with 4 Uber SQL commands and 2 tools. The commands are the common table expressions, create table as select expression, subquery, and join. The tools that is going to help you is DBeaver and DBT. Let me go to the Internet Explorer browser for a moment, and in my YouTube channel you can see the playlist, view playlist, the SQL mastery. If you visit this playlist, you will understand how to set up the Postgres with EC2 instance in AWS by looking at these 3 videos. And if you come back and check the playlist Mastering the Python Ecosystem, in that you will understand how to set up DB tool in this by watching this video and using that in Docker, using Postgres in Docker. This video introduces you to the most important topics of using DB tool. Okay, this is something that I wanted to introduce. Now the point I wanted to make is that to use DBeaver. Okay, before we go to DBeaver, I want to show you that you have to go to your AWS EC2 instance, that where you have installed your Postgres database server, and ensure that it has you start the server by using the start instance and get this public IPv4 DNS by copying this. This is what you will be needing. Rest of the things are fine. After this, you can close this. You don't need this anymore. Okay, and then you come to DBeaver. DBeaver is a IDE for database. It's a universal database IDE. That means all the databases, just a minute, let me zoom in a bit. It can support all the databases that is listed here. Okay, and it is extremely user friendly also. It can also support with all the cloud services. The point here is that I'm not trying to tell about what is DBeaver capable of. The most important point is how it is going to help you. So I will show that to you in this video. You can use it Windows installer, Linux installer, or Mac OS installer based on your operating system, and then get the DBeaver installed in your system. It is a straightforward process. Use the community edition. There will be no requirement of any license, any configuration. Nothing is required. All you need to do is just install it. It will get installed. After that, you can start using it. Before you start using it, if you are facing any trouble, all the commands that I'm going to explain in this video will be available in the Kaggle notebook version also. So till the previous video, I was explaining the SQL queries in these videos using Kaggle notebook. So that will still continue. So I will still update in the Kaggle notebook area also. So you can take a look at that. Okay, I just want to update you that also. I'll be closing this. I'll be sharing the link to you later. Now, going back to the DBeaver. So once you have installed it, what will happen is you will get the this kind of a screen. So let me show you how the DBeaver will look. The DBeaver will look like this. It will be empty, blank. There will be nothing in this particular window. In this window, you have to click on connect. So once you click on connect, you will get, just a minute. So once you click on the connect button here, you will be able to get this kind of a window. In this, select Postgres and then click on next here. And once you click on next, it will ask you the host. So give the host name that you copied from that you got from the Amazon AWS service. So this is the host name that I got. And the database name inside the Postgres database is, in my case, it is new DB. So I will give the name here and the new _ DB, and the password in my case is 1234. Okay. And now before you click on finish, you have to test the connection. Click on test connection. What will test connection do is it will DBeaver will connect with Maven. Maven is one of the Java related libraries. As you can see, it has already told that it has connected. So this will get the JDBC driver from the Maven library repo, and then ensure that it is connected to our AWS EC2 instance, Postgres instance. So once that connection is done, then click on finish. So now your database connectivity has been established. So let us go back, leave the, let us, now that we have got the connection, we can start working on that on the window. So in this window, now in the DB, the new DB is available for us. The database is completely available for us, and now it is getting populated over the internet. So this DBeaver is now connected to that. So you can see the database is populated right now. So all this database is populated, and inside the schemas, you can see all the tables are there. Now, this is the starting point, guys. Now, if you look at this, this is one of the very, very intuitive way of looking at the database. So this will give you the amount of space it is using, and also it has lots of other features that I will show you as I start explaining. As I start using this for explaining the task at hand. The task at hand is we are going to explain to you the CTEs, CTAS, and I am also going to explain to you how to use subqueries. Okay. This particular SQL query, I have already created it. Okay. I have created this SQL query script, and I have kept it ready so that I can share it with you guys. This will be kept in the GitHub repo. The repo link also will be shared with you. The point, the reason why I'm sharing this is that you can also try it out by directly opening it in the DBeaver tool. I will not be directly using this, so I'll be showing you how I'll use this. When you load this SQL script in your DBeaver, come after you load it, after you open it. So you have to click file. You have to, okay, you cannot click file open. You have to say, like you see the SQL here, you have to say SQL, and you have to say open SQL script like this. And then once you open SQL script, then it will start opening. Sorry, just a minute. Just give me a moment. Sorry. It is not working. One moment. Yeah, you better use file open. So once you use file open, you can get the SQL query open here. So not this route. Okay, once you get the SQL query open, you need to connect the database. Okay, click on this database icon, and click on general, click on connection, and click on new database and select. After that only the database will be connected to this script. After that connection only the script will start working, or else it will not be able to execute anything to the database. Okay, this is something that I wanted to show. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new script. Okay, I will click, and I will say new script. It will open a new script, and when it opens a new script, you will see that it automatically connects with the new database that is already enabled, and you can change the script name. So I will change the script name. You are not able to see that. We can change the script name. I'm changing it tutorial script. Okay, tutorial script.sql, and the name has got changed here. The next point is that we can always use the comments. In case of DBeaver, the comment is given by slash and star. Okay, this is a comment like this. So if I give like this, then this is a comment. Second, first and foremost, we need to find out what are the tables inside the database, right? So we can come down, just a minute. Yeah, so that is better. So if you look at the inside the database, inside the schemas public, you will see that these are the various tables that is available inside the database. These are the various tables available inside the database. There is another one way also. So another one way is that we use something called as information schema. So if I say information, so the main point in case of DBeaver is that it actually comes up with the auto filling. Just a moment. It is not showing. Okay. The problem is that it is not getting shown in the video. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me try in the full screen. Yeah, here it is showing. So you see that it is actually filling up by itself. So if I ask for the information schema, you see the entire activity is getting shown here, what and all options are there. So the entire metadata starts coming out. So this is the benefit of using DBeaver. So I am saying information schema table, select. Also it is autofilling, select. Let me zoom in a bit, just give me a second. I hope now it will be visible for you guys. And when I say select here, and I am going to say star, and in the bottom I am going to say where schema, table schema is equal to public. So I am going to give this name public, and I am going to ask it to list it. So in order to execute this piece of code, I can click this button here to execute the SQL statement, or I can press Control Enter. So if I execute this, you will see that it will give me the various tables here. You see at the bottom. This is how the entire database gets updated to the DBeaver. And this also, one more important point is this particular area. So I can actually zoom in, push up, and you will see that I can see the entire database reply, whatever I'm getting. And here only the 200 rows will by default come into picture, not more than that. And how many number of rows has come into the DBeaver is shown here. And we can also export data. We can move the window here, and we can do save, you can do refresh, lots of activities you can do here, do explore it. And also the major point is that you can change the grid also. So if I want in the grid fashion, you can get it in grid fashion. If you want in text fashion, I like text fashion, so I will be keeping text fashion. If you want, you can change it to grid pattern, and you can also create filters in any of the columns, and you can start work on it. All these are the benefits that DBeaver provides, and it is one of the best IDEs that I have come across. And start using it, guys, because this is important when you start working on data modeling. Let me show you why. Okay, before we go further, let me show you that how this is important. Let me go to the tables and let me right click on it. And if you come down here, you will see view diagram. Click on view diagram. Once you click on view diagram, it will actually create a ER diagram. And you see this ER diagram. This ER diagram gets populated automatically based on the tables available in the database. You don't need to create the data model by yourself. So the way to create the data model is totally different. I will be explaining that in detail after the next video. I'll be explaining this, and you'll see that this is very intuitive way of working. I really liked it, and that is the reason why I'm trying to share this with you guys. So this is one of the major point I wanted to highlight here. Okay, and so as you saw that I executed the first command. So how many times you want to execute, you can execute it. It will again and again go and connect and come back, give the data. Now the next command. First and foremost, I want to understand, do some basic SQL queries. Okay. In case of DBeaver, first and foremost, there is a change in the way we start the query. You have to start with from the table first. Okay, what I mean by from the table first. Usually what happens when you write the query, we start from select. Correct? We start from select. We select the column names and we select from. Here what I want you guys to do is do it the opposite way. Start from. Okay, I say from, I'm going to say listing details. Okay, listing details is one of the largest. See, you saw that once I clicked listing details, it started auto populating. Okay, and once I accepted the listing details selection, it became LD here. And now you go one line above and you say select LD dot, and you can see the entire number of columns here. That is phenomenal, guys. And it automatically auto completes the column names also. So for an example, I want to select ID, I want to select host ID, okay, and I want to select name, and I want to select name as host name, listing name, okay. I want to create alias, and I want to select the description, okay, and I want to select the neighborhood, okay. Some location I want to also understand, and I want to select the review score rating. I am selecting multiple columns right now, and you see that the way I am selecting it is, extremely interactive. I am I am trying to see what are the columns available, and I am selecting it. And this is extremely powerful, guys. When compared to other methods, excuse me, let me go to the Internet Explorer for a moment. When compared to the Kaggle environment, just give me a moment. So I am in the Kaggle environment right now. When compared to the Kaggle environment, you see that I have all the queries here. Let me show you that I have the queries here, but these queries are all in the same color. There is no color combination, and also these queries will not auto complete the table names. I have to remember each and everything. Okay, now all these commands that I updated here are based on whatever commands I am getting from DBeaver and the SQL query process only. I have not changed anything. Only thing is that I'm just comparing that how different it is. Both, let us go back to DBeaver once. In case of DBeaver, the benefit is that you will see the color is different. Okay, the SQL commands colors are different. The auto completion option is available in the columns, and we can also use auto completion for the tables. So it will be extremely easy for you to use the database. Okay, and you see that you get all the information in a very neat fashion. Even if you try to go to the database server directly, you will not get it like this. So it is formatted appropriately, and it is given to you. This is the this is one of the I will just this is formatted appropriately. You see that it is formatted properly for you to read at least the first 1,000, at least 100 characters, I suppose. So this is how DBeaver is different. Okay, so now I have introduced the basics of DBeaver. Okay, I have not gone extremely detailed about DBeaver. You can take a look at this folder process here. You can store the scripts. Ensure that you are storing the script in right location in your window. You have to explore these options, and we have seen how to see the database. This is normal. This is the regular. All the workbenches out there uses similar kind of format. So you will see the database inside that schema. Inside that public schema, we'll have our tables. This is how the hierarchy works. But around that, DBeaver has lots and lots of other benefits. That's something that I wanted to highlight it to you guys. Okay, now let us proceed to the next step. So the next step is, the point I wanted to share to you guys is to work on common table expression clauses, create table as select, subquery, and join. This is what I wanted to show you guys. And the reason why I introduced DBeaver first is, you will see that right now, the power of it. Because working on these are extremely memory intensive. Memory means you have to remember a lot of things, but DBeaver makes it so easy, guys. And you will start loving to work with SQL databases and queries after this. So that is the main intention. And yeah, you can use the Kaggle notebook also, as I was telling you, if you are facing any challenge in setting up the DBeaver. And practice, guys. Very important is practice. And do subscribe to my channel so that any new videos I update will be available for you in your YouTube dashboard notification. And do share this video and like the video. Let us go back to the DBeaver now. let us first start with the creating views. Okay, there are two ways to work on what is it called, creating table and creating views. Okay, so let us say creating views first. Creating views. So creating views is very simple, guys. You say create view, listing, I say listing view as. So create view listing view as, and then I say select. Okay, but as I told you, start with from. So you actually start with from, you say listing details, and then now you start selecting whichever IDs you want. So you saw the to and fro movement I'm doing. So I'm starting with create view. I am starting to type with create view as, and then I went and started the from, and then I started select. So in this way, what will happen is you will get the auto completion and you can work very easily. That is the intention of using this process and showing this to you also. So I'm going to select a couple of things here. I'm going to select the space, and yeah, let us say print space. And you see that how fluent it is. I'm talking to you guys and I'm doing it as if, you know, I know everything from the back of my hand, and I'm going to create the view, and the view got created. Okay, you see that the view got created, and if you go to this area and if you select this, it will populate. So you have to go to this new DB, right click on that and select refresh. So sometimes when the views are getting created, it will not get refreshed. So it has to go to the database in the internet and get back to you, right? So it will take some time. So refresh this and check it out. It should be there, guys. So most of the time it will take a little amount of additional to back and forth, but it will get populated in some time. Okay, so yeah, now it has populated. See, you see the listing views there. So it took some time. In my case, the internet is a little slower. Next is we are going to create the create table as select. So again, the comment creating table as select. This is the CTAS query, guys. Let me make myself some space and let me start. So so let me use summary table this time. Okay, let me try review. Yeah, let me try review tables will not, let me try review details. Yeah, let me try review details. You will see that it's automatically aliased as RD, and I say select RD, and I'll say listing ID RD. I'll say this is review ID and RD dot comments and RD as review comments and RD dot reviewer name. Okay, and I'm going to now create table as, I have to say create table as reviewer table. Okay, that is reviewer details, and this is reviewer table. Okay, create table reviewer as. Okay, create table reviewer as, and then once I execute this, it will automatically create the table. Okay, see the point here that I am, so this will say that okay, these many tables have been created, these many rows has been created, and if you see, this will create a new table itself. Unlike the views are only temporary. So once you close this session, the views will be gone, but the table will be permanent. So this table that I created will be permanent. So let me show you, let me refresh this, and you will see that additional one table comes. So let me go here, let me execute this first command that I created, and if I execute this, you will see that there is a new table and there is a new view also. You see this here, right? Listing view is there and the reviewer table is also there. This is how the CTAS works. Okay, now see, I am basically introducing these commands, guys. The actual usage, the application is depending on how you are going to use it on the data that is available. So as of now, just see, understand the syntax, okay, and then you can use it with your applications in a faster fashion. Next is I'm going to introduce you to the CTEs, that is common table expressions. Let us begin. So common table expressions, and this is again, remember, start with from. Okay, this time I'm going to start with from on listing. Let us try something else. Let us go for neighborhood also will be lesser. Let us try listings. I think it has some good listings L, and let us say select L dot. Okay, there are a couple of information here. So listing ID, L dot host ID, and L dot let us say room type, and L dot price. Yeah, this should be fine. And what I want to do is, this is a different way of working. So I say with listing CTE as. Okay, this is how the actual with clause starts. Okay, and then there is a bracket around it. So this is how it starts. Okay, and after that, immediately after the bracket, you start your query. So you select again, you select again, select, and here you will use a regular process. You will not use the from first. So here you will say ID, host ID, room type, and price. Okay, and from here you will use listing CTE. The point here is that, for an example, this is how it works, and I say limit 5. So this particular listing CTE is not a view, or it's not a table. It is actually existing in the SQL database only, execution environment only. It is not available as a table or a view. It's not taking memory space. Okay, this is the benefit of CTE. So I execute this, and you will see that it will calculate, give me the it will query and give me the selection data with me. And whenever I execute it, I can actually continue this CTE also. The point here is that this particular way of working with CTE is pretty common in DB tool, the DBT tool that I introduced in the beginning. This is how the entire data modeling is done. Okay, if you look at that video, you will understand. And I will also be creating more videos around that. So this is the crux. This is the important point, guys. This way of creating the queries and tables and selecting them and working with them has to be mastered, because we can join a lot of things. So for an example, I created listing CTE, and you must be not aware of joins, but I will explain to you in a couple of minutes. I say listing CTE is LC. Okay, and I join listing listing details. Okay, listing details as LD, and on I say LD dot ID should be okay, and I say LC dot ID. Okay, and then the point here is that what will be the output. So for an example, in case of this, I want to change this. So what will happen? I will take lc.id, lc.hostid, lc.room type, and lc.price. And then I am going to get more data from ld dot, let me say space, okay, as listing space. Okay, ld dot let us say description. Okay, that's it. I just want to show you how this works. Okay, and the moment you execute, the entire join has happened, and this entire join has actually connected with the CTE that was created. Okay, and then the answer had come. So here, if you click this Shift Control O, you will see the output. Oh, sorry, yeah, here is output. So this is how you actually do the CTEs. Okay, this is one of the major point. Okay, so we have right now, in short span of time, in 30 minutes, we have actually seen how to do CTAS, how to create views, how to use CTEs, and next what we are going to see is how to create subqueries. Okay, before actually creating subqueries, you need to have a reason for creating it. Okay, subqueries should be avoided on all costs. This is something that I because you will see in a moment why I say this. It's extremely difficult to understand what goes on inside subquery. Okay, you can do nested subqueries also. This subquery was used quite some time back when databases were created and SQL was created. Subqueries were all the rage, but nowadays everybody suggests to use only CTEs or CTAS. Okay, CTAS is memory intensive, so everybody suggests to use only CTEs. Subqueries needs to be avoided. Okay, and yet I have to tell about this, so I'm sharing this to you guys. Okay, before actually sharing you the how to do that, let me tell you one of the activity that I'm going to do. If I come to calendar, and if I select, say, let us select the calendar table, let us select star, and let me limit it by 5. Okay, and you will see that my output is having date, and there is availability, and there is null value. So the price has none values, and it has got listing ID. The point here is that I want to convert, this is actually a string value, I want to convert it to actual date. In order to do that, what I can do is I can actually write a query. So I say from, again I will start from calendar C, and I select, type select C dot, I say date, but here I say to date. So this is the next point that I wanted to highlight. You see here all the functions that you can use in the SQL database, the PostgreSQL database is available for you here, depending on the database that you are connecting. Okay, now I have connected to Postgres database, so I'm getting all the Postgres related database functions. These are all inbuilt functions or predefined functions, PDFs, and this is extremely powerful. Okay, so now I am going to use toDate, and I'm going to start working around it. I'm going to say toDate, and the syntax is that I need to convert it into YYYY MMDD. Okay, and I say day date. Okay, just to give a name, just to give a different name, and also I select C dot available and C dot listing. I select these 3 things, and I limit 5, and I execute this. This 3 is getting executed. So I got this has been converted to day date. Okay, now how will I know that it has got converted? Let me show you. Instead of limit, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to run a group by clause. Okay, let us say group by. Okay, when I'm going to run a group by clause, what will happen is I have to take this entire format, and then I have to use it here. Okay, then only group by will work. So let me show you what will happen if I don't. So in case if I use day date, okay, it will error out. Let me show you the error. So if you execute, it will say error. If you click on this, icon, you can see the error comes out here, that this day date is not available. So if you click on it, it will say where is the error, the column C dot available. So it will give you the error here. The problem is that you cannot use alias in the group by. So you have to use the complete formula that you are using. So what happens is, now if I execute this, now it will get grouped by. Okay, hold on a minute. It is again erroring out. Let us check what is the problem. Okay, the problem here is that I have other issues also. So I cannot actually use any of the columns here. First point. Okay, let us just count C dot listing ID, and I should not use any of the columns. So that was the mistake also. So now let us execute. Let us see what happens. And it will take a little time because it is going to go to the database and come back and see it has got the value here. Okay, it has given me the limit value. Now in case if I need to use the alias, I don't want to use this much long value, what I can do is I can create a subquery. So let me show you how to create a subquery and run the same thing. Let me copy. Why to copy? We can type it so easily. Why to copy it? So let us say from calendar C, and select to date. It becomes easy, right? So instead of copying it, I can actually type it and complete it faster. That is the the beauty of all this. Okay, when it comes to date, ensure that there is a double quote, because the date is an inbuilt type also. It will error out or else. And dd, and then I say, I'm not going to say anything here. Let us make it as a alias date, and I'm not going to make any count. I'm going to listing date and c dot price. Okay, and what here I am doing is I will actually write another one select. I will say select star from, but this is going to be inside. This from is actually going to be holding this particular select. Okay, and here I have to say SQ. So you have to give a name for that. Okay, so now here, I can actually do whatever I want. So here I can say day date. Okay, this day date that I am selecting, that I am using here, and I am going to count this listing ID, say listing ID. Okay, and at the bottom I am going to say, let me bring this down, I am going to say group by. This will be much more neater if we can make it from like this. So now it looks neater, group by, and here I say day date. Okay, so this is different, right? And then I limit 5. So when I execute this, I will still get the same data that was there, that I got it from here, but this looks a little bit neater. So this is like kind of a function, right? However, do not use this. Do not use this way of writing. Use with clause. You can rewrite this with clause. Take this as an exercise and try to rewrite this as a with clause. Okay, so let us go back to the presentation for a moment, guys. The point is that we have actually covered the CTEs. We have covered the create table as select and create view as select also. We have covered the subquery also. Now joins. We have already seen a join a bit. Okay, we have not seen joins fully. I have just shown how to do an inner join. So let me go back to the full screen now. I've just showed you the inner join. Okay, where is the join? I have just used this join, and this is by default, it is a full join that it has happened on the 2 tables. So I did a with clause, and from the with clause CTE table, I joined the existing. This is how I have showed you the entire process. As of now, I would like to end this video here itself, because you have a lot of things to right now try. Okay, first and foremost, you have to get the just a minute, let me go to the Internet Explorer. You have to go and get the DBeaver. You have to install it. Okay, next you have to come back to the DBeaver installation, connect to the installed DBeaver and the Postgres database that you have got using this interface, and ensure that you are able to connect. And third, you need to start working around this DBeaver tool and get comfortable with it, because from next video I'll be using only DBeaver, and ensure that you guys are comfortable with that, and not just comfortable with that with this DBeaver tool, but also writing the queries inside this and saving it properly. The most important point is that the couple of next videos after this video, the couple of next videos, I will be doing a lot of DML, that is not DML, DDL, data definition languages. What will happen is we will be creating tables, we will be creating indexes, sequences, and we will be trying to connect and create the star schema and various. We will be doing the normalization, and we will be trying to understand a lot more about the just a minute, guys. I'm trying to think I can get the data here. I am unable to get the view. Okay, no problem. So that is the reason why I'm insisting that you guys install DBeaver and start working on that, because from next video onwards, this is going to be quite okay. So let us go back to the presentation again. As I already told you that we have to continuously practice. Okay, and get yourself the DBeaver, start practicing, connect with Postgres database that you have got, or you can connect with Docker database that you have got also, it's your call. That also will connect. But in case of Docker database, connecting with DBeaver could be a little bit of a challenge. So you might have to do some research. So if you are facing any problem, do leave a comment in the comment section. I will provide you the feedback. And yeah, that's all guys for this video. This is what I wanted to say. Do subscribe for my channel, and so that whenever I upload the next video, you will immediately get the update. And do like the channel, like the video, and share it with others, because DBeaver is not used by most of us currently. That's what I have seen. Let us start using it, and it is one of the very good tool for everybody. So please spread it out, and let us have a great time with SQL querying. And till next video, 4 words guys: practice, 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 and set up DBeaver for the next couple of videos. See you guys. Have a great time.